Hey guys, we're here with my boy Chris, who finished first place at the World Celebration event with Plant Link. What are your thoughts on this deck for the new format?
For the new format, well, we're in a little in-between format right now. I think it's really fun though to play. It's a really dynamic deck. It has a lot of combos. I'm not sure if it's going to play under the new Max E card though, next format, so I might be changing decks, but for now it was really fun. I learned it throughout the summer, and I mean, yeah, it's been good to me. So.
Awesome. Well, okay, let's get to the list then.
Lovely. Oh. All right. So starting out the list, we have 2 Lone Fire Blossoms. We have the 3 Unexpected Die. We have the Sunseed Genius Loci, the Twin, and the Sowing. So essentially, people think this is the best card in the deck, and it's always a 3 of. I used to think that as well, but what I've come to learn is that everybody knows to Imperm or Veiler the Dryas. So you actually want to reduce this normal summon to just 2 because like later on in your combo, you're actually going to be tutoring this card out with Lone Fire. And usually it's one of your other starters that you're going to be getting there with. So like this card doesn't necessarily have to be at 3. I actually worked on this deck list a lot with Julius, who's like he's a national champion for Germany. And he was the first list I saw that had this at 2, so I wanted to try it out. And yeah, it worked out pretty well. I never bricked on it, so yeah, beautiful. Next package we have here, this is the Aroma package. So this addition to the deck was really nice. It gives you a lot of gas to play through hand traps, being like Rosemary brings out Laurel, Laurel links off into the Jasmine. She sends the Grave and you get a free search from the Jasmine. Yeah, this whole package essentially like just lets you play through hand traps really well. It's just another 1-card starter for the deck. And I am playing 60 cards, so you absolutely need all the 1-card starters you can get. The next package we have here is the Therion package. So you got the 3 Lily Borea, the Regulus, and then the Disc Coliseum. This is really nice because it lets you get that Omni Negate, and obviously this deck's biggest weakness is Nibiru, which is a really prevalent hand trap this format. Albeit you do have a lot of extenders to play through the Nibiru. Getting this right off the start in your Loci combo or whatever combo you have that doesn't lock you out of machines is really nice and just gives you like a lot of insulation with your plays to just combo off. So yeah. On top of this, we have the Ragnaraika package. So yeah, we're using a lot of different engines in this profile here. Ragnaraika is the newest addition, and honestly, it's been really nice because it's offering you a way to link off the Nib token that was previously like not possible with Link. That token would just sit on your field and plant Link like for the rest of your combo. So this is really nice because you can link off the plant token and just go into a Link 3 no problem, and that Link 3 will eventually just lead to your full combo anyway. So yeah, that's been beautiful. Getting into the next package here, I'll just move these over. We got the Rikka cards. So I think these used to be a lot more prevalent in the previous versions of the deck. Now, not as much. So I just run the 2 Princess, 1 Petal, 1 Mudan, 1 Snowdrop, and then the Glamour, 1 Concon, 1 Chi. This is pretty much as bare bones as you can get with the package. I'm not playing Primula. I'm only playing 1 Petal. I'm only playing 2 Princess. The reason being, this used to be a really, really prevalent part of the deck, but now I think as you know, it's grown over time. You just need as much non-engine space as possible. You need to make sure you draw the 2 board breakers going second, and essentially you don't need all these at 3 or 2s. You can just go with the bare minimum package. As long as you have a way to get to Concon and set the sheet, you have very strong interruptions for the turn. So even under Shifter, just accessing the Rikka package and just setting up like a negate, a steal, very, very useful. So yeah. That's it for the main monsters. Now we'll just get into the non-engine. So we have the 1 Duster. We have the Talents. 3 Talents. So I'm trying to flip this around for you. We have the Thrust. Portuguese. Yeah. Very, very, very necessary in this format. I mean, you can't really play this deck with hand traps because obviously not all the hand traps are of similar, you know, quality. And in 60 cards, you're not always going to draw like the ones you need. So these have been really nice to me. The newest additions to this deck that we've recently talked about with Julius is adding in Super Poly, because we think Super Poly is just a really good option at checking the Ubel end board. Ubel just puts up a really difficult end board to crack, especially through hand traps as well. So we found that super pulling away into the Predaplant is really nice. And the other MVP I would say is Book of Eclipse. So I actually had evenly matched in here, but I took them out for Eclipse just because I really value the battle phase with Rikka. I mean, they do have a lot of, you know, like cards that are clearing, banishing things as they're linking off, but just being able to turn off the board, like turning off a Caesar, turning off the Yubel Fusion Negate or whatever, it's been really nice, and I think this card overperformed a lot. Yeah, I would definitely not cut this card. And then last but not least, I know I was saying we were playing board breakers, but we just have this small little hand trap package, 3 Droll, 3 Ash. So I was a little confused on why we had Ash Blossom in, and I had to ask him about that. And he essentially said that because Pirellia is just such a terrible card into our deck, like all we do is add to hand, summon from hand. They can draw like 6 to 8 cards in a turn. So he said Ash Blossom is essentially just 3 copies of Called By against Pirellia. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll take your word for it. And it actually did end up coming up. So I'll say that. I was playing against a branded player. Shoutouts to Murat. I drew Ash Blossom in 60 cards all 3 games. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Droll as well is really nice. I mean, if you're going to have one hand trap that's going to make an impact, I feel like a lot of people say it's Nib. I just really like Droll because I think Droll just cuts off what their end board's going to look like, and it punishes the bad hands like extremely hard. So yeah, I wouldn't change this for anything. I really like this lineup here for the non-engine and all that. So yeah, I'll just get into the extra deck. So extra deck for Rikka is very, very tight. That being said, I did have to cut 2 spots for the Super Poly, which was really difficult, like very, very difficult. But I had to do it because Super Poly I think is just such a good meta call right now. So we'll just get into the essentials. So for the Sunseed package, you play the Dryas. He's your 1-card combo into like 12 negates or whatever. Healer as well, that's just a small little package. We have the absolutely MVP of the deck. I have these in QCR for a reason. Roma Seraphy Jasmine. Shoutouts to Rarity 2, or I think it was Battle of Legend that they came out QCR. Really nice printing of the card. Yeah, this card, obviously soft once per turn. You're just searching out nonstop throughout your combos. You can tribute, like take a monster with tactics, tribute it, get a full combo. It's just beautiful. Yeah. Rosemary, Skeletal Soldier. So this is your Link 3 for the Aroma package. This is your Link 2 for the Ragnaraika package. So this card is the MVP as well of the deck because not only does he let you link off the Nib token, he lets you shuffle back a plan and summon himself back, and then as an ignition effect, summon a Ragnaraika from Gave. So like he gives you a lot of grind game, and all the other Ragnaraika cards like don't really fit the mold of this deck, but this one specifically was just MVP. And then Bengal Lancer, he's just your tried and true Link 4. I mean, he gets the job done. He's a targeted, he returns things to hand. What more can you ask for, I guess? I don't know. The Hyperiton, the Rikka Queen, shows to the CR. Strenna. So the cuts I made to this deck were, I cut 1 Strenna, 1 Melius. I find out with the new Ragnaraika package, you can get enough bodies on board usually to make Bengal Lancer. You don't need the Melius to bring back a Lokai and link it off. Going forward, if Super Poly is not prevalent, I might go back to it just because it has a little bit of utility, and the second Strenna does come up sometimes, but yeah. The 2 Super Poly targets, I have the Muddragon and the Protoplant. Not much to say. I mean, Muddragon just kind of covers whatever it needs, and then Protoplant is for the Yubel on board, just really helpful. And it's also a plant, so shout out to that. We have the Magnolia as well. So Magnolia has like a very secret hidden effect that helps me win a lot of matches into Tempai, and is why I think this deck has a really good matchup into Tempai. So a lot of the Tempai builds are playing board breakers right now with Raigeki and Lightning Storm and Dark Hole. Magnolia's passive continuous effect is when your life points are higher than your opponent, no plants can be destroyed by card effects. So you just slap a Magnolia on your board with your end board, half their cards might just be completely turned off, which is beautiful. And then last but not least, Dance Pion. When things are tough, this card is like the casino, okay? Because you get hand trapped 2-3 times, you link out into this card right here, you mill 3 off the top, you mill a plant, full combo. You mill 1 plant, full combo. So yeah, this card has saved me more times than I can recollect. But yeah, really enjoy the dynamic combos this deck can produce, where you're just linking off constantly and building a board. Not a lot of 1-card combos, but a lot of like 2-3 card combos that are really fun to pull off. So my side deck here, I would say it's a little scuffed. I'm definitely missing some cards, but just bear with me. So I play the 3 Nibiru into the decks that like really play into Nib. I just find that like if you see the card, there's no more Appaloosa, there's no more negates. Like it's just gonna weaken their board so much. You might as well play it. I have the 3 Phantasme. These should be Pirellias, and I'll tell you why. Is because I'm playing the crossouts in the side as well. And crossing out Pirellia would be really nice for this tournament, but I mean, that card is a little expensive. I mean, I'm sure after I sell these, potentially sell these world envelopes, who knows? But yeah, this should be Pirellia. The Phantasma should be cut, but for now, that's just is what it is. Some thrust targets that I just added in for funsies. These are called Fun Of, so you just put a D-Barrier in for Tempai, you put this in for Snake Eye. I thought Soul Release just because I thought there might be a little more Fire King Snake Eye that's prevalent, and I remember at the very start of the meta, people were talking about this card, you know, potentially helping out a lot into that, so yeah, I just added that in, but I never actually got to play that deck. And then Evenly Matched, and Called by the Grave for going first, and then last but not least, the true MVP of this deck. Let's get a zoom in on that. God, he is nice. So the newest versions of the deck, people are playing the Naturia package with Bamboo Shoot, where you basically lock your opponents out of even activating spell traps. Just completely disgusting. I don't even know what to say about that, but I couldn't get a hold of that package, and I didn't know the combo routes right away, so I just went with this guy. He essentially lets them activate 1 spell trap per turn, and with a Regulus on the board who negates effect, yeah, it's a beautiful combo. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole Plant Link deck. 60 cards, beautiful 60. And yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm probably gonna play this deck till the end of this format, and then judging by how Maxi does, we'll maybe keep playing. We might have to pivot, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Shout out to my biggest fans at home. You know who you are. And yeah, that'll be it. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, and congrats again.
beautiful.